Here we are, one more exciting morning. This is week 5 on Bertolli Presents Fem Foodies riding on Suzuki Let's. Yesterday was the day of upsets. Megha and Chitwan went head to head in the black ingredient challenge, and Chitwan got burnt. Some upsets and some underdogs. That is the nature of our incredible journey that only promises to get better and a little more difficult at every turn.
Today, in this beautiful part of Goa, there will be a 5-truck shootout. Juhi, Ipsita, Megha, Akanksha, Tanisha will cook to survive. And one person will leave Fem Foodies forever.
Ladies, today's ingredient is an eternal favorite. It was discovered in the Americas, but most of its production now comes from Africa. An entire universe of dishes exists around this one ingredient. Movies and poems have been written about it. Ladies, it is the not-so-humble chocolate.
Then the dramatic reveal. And there's a bowl of chocolate. And we're like, yes, it's chocolate, it's chocolate. We're all chocolate lovers. Every kind. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate.
Ladies, chocolate is versatile. It can take many shapes and forms. Chocolate is also fickle. It's very temperamental. It can just go Ori if you don't watch it for 1 minute. You have to watch it minute to minute. How you're using its versatility today is by making a dessert.
I was the happiest person ever. I was waiting for this type of challenge because I was waiting to make a yummy dessert.
Pay attention to the time and temperature. Pay attention while tempering chocolate, and pay attention to the first 2 parameters of vision and technique. So important with chocolate, so your expression comes to us smiling on a plate.
Ladies, it's still the week of the black box. So you must be as versatile as chocolate is.
The black box is still there. Why? Black box just means another twist is going to be flung at you.
Ladies, stay calm and cook hot. Your 90 minutes start now! Go! Woohoo!
I got a bit confused because it's my favorite thing. I put it almost everywhere and I can't zero in on what I want.
I am very excited because baking is something which I love the most. Today I'm gonna make a caramelized banana chocolate loaf with walnut in it, and I will make a chocolate strawberry parfait. There will be some crumb on the side.
I'm not too confident with working with chocolate. Usually I haven't worked much with chocolate, but I think I can give it a good try, and I will.
Right now, I actually have a lot going on in my mind because there's so many desserts that I know that I can make. So there is a bit of confusion in the sense what to make.
I like eating desserts. Making them is just not something I've done enough. I wasn't prepared. I was not ecstatic at this point because I know I didn't have a game plan.
So we were asked to take up pick of ingredients at that moment and get onto the truck.
I saw there was a little bit of some savory ingredients like beetroot. And I've always read about it and I want to try it. So those were my main ingredients.
I chose very basic ingredients which we use to make bread, which was egg, banana, strawberry. So I got parfait ingredients for me.
So I was making a chocolate base with cream cheese strawberries and churro popcorn. So I picked all the ingredients for that. I picked fresh strawberries, I picked cream cheese, a whole lot of things that I needed.
I'm trying to make a banana chocolate cake with some walnuts in it, strawberry banana sauce, and maybe some tempered chocolate along with it.
I am trying out the Christmas fruit cake and I'm going to do a chocolate ganache and maybe either a chocolate decoration on top or a orange segment with honey.
I was thinking of something with the breakfast lines. Because I was using some alcohol, I thought, why not make it into like a hangover cure, something easy and not so filling, but with lots of fruits and what you'd want in breakfast, oats and stuff.
I am super excited to see what they come up with. I mean, you know, also I'm a little worried because if they don't temper it well, it's going to misbehave. The cocoa butter is going to, you know, separate from the cocoa mass, and then we're going to have a little bit of a problem. High quality chocolate needs a lot of patience to work with. But I feel, at least in my hotels that I've worked or my pastry shops, I've always had girls doing chocolate because generally they have more patience.
Fridge mein rakha hua tha na. So I caramelized my banana, I kept it on the other side. I started beating my egg for the banana bread, added flour and chocolate in that because the chocolate was a main element on that. So I added bananas in my entire flour mixture and then kept it in the oven to get baked.
I incorporated my cocoa powder in the chocolate base I was going to make, and I wanted to make little tempered chocolate ball, but that didn't quite work out because I didn't have the silicone mold for it. And then I decided that I'll make a chocolate ganache, and I made a chocolate crumb.
Girls, 14 minutes are up to your task, which means you have exactly 76 minutes remaining.
It is a little bit of a challenge trying to make a fruitcake in that time with other components because generally a fruitcake requires hours. So my first thought was I need to get these beetroots boiling. Second, I need to get my fruits soaked because that's the most important thing. If your fruits don't soak in that flavor, it's not going to be the fruitcake that I want to achieve.
I had chosen carrots for my payasam and I wanted that color, the orange, to shine bright in my payasam. It had bay leaves in it.
And 15 minutes into the task, when I put the first batch of chocolate cakes into the oven, I just started to work on my lemon curd and the first blessing came around.
Today, you have 2 food blessings.
All right, the black box has spoken and we have not 1, but 2 food blessings, and I'll leave it to the ladies to explain the food blessings.
Blessing number 1 is using an ingredient under this cloche. This is a unique flavor that you have to incorporate in your dish.
Ladies, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's see what unique flavors you have. You have to use at least 1 in whatever you've decided to make. Okay, what do we have here? Peri peri.
The minute he said peri peri, I was like, I am gonna go and get this, regardless whatever the other things are. I will go and choose peri peri. So I thought that I will incorporate that very well in my parfait because I am still in process of doing that. It's not set in the fridge and it's still in front of me.
There's curry powder. You've got curry powder.
I have heard of chocolate going with chili, and I thought since I do have a kind of veggie element, I could use the curry powder. It would be interesting.
Tamarind paste.
English mustard.
So all these varied ingredients that you'd never think about putting in a dessert, you know. All the ingredients were very off what desserts are supposed to be usually.
You've got sun-dried tomatoes.
I picked the sun-dried tomatoes because I thought I could infuse that in my chocolate and coconut and roasted almond crunch.
And the last one is quite a hit. It's the wasabi powder.
And there comes the second food blessing for the day.
Ladies, what you need to remember is that you need to cook for 20 people. What you need to remember is that you need to cook for 20 people.
That did sort of, you know, pull me away because my muffin tin was only 12. So I needed to make more batter, put in more so that I have enough for later. But luckily, I put it in a muffin mold and not in a cake mold. So I knew I'll have enough portions and enough time to make as many.
Come and get your flavors right now.
The first thing which came in my mind, rather than thinking about anyone else, I like, if I give chance to anyone else, probably so someone else will go and pick peri peri because it's a versatile ingredient. Anyone can use that.
Wasabi? Instinctively, I had thought about picking up wasabi. Both me and Juhi wanted wasabi.
Akansha, you've taken peri peri. Curry powder has gone to Tanisha. Juhi and Ipsita are sharing the wasabi. And sun-dried tomatoes are with Megha. Now that sounds to be an interesting mix.
Very interesting.
I can still take some other ingredient.
You can?
Yeah.
All right, Juhi is switching. She wants another ingredient. Why the switch from wasabi to mustard?
Because in the last challenge as well, I was with Tanisha head-on, same ingredients, and the best woman won. So I just wanted to do my own thing, not be compared to someone else, and be judged for it.
Good for you.
Go.
I decided to go for the English mustard at that moment because I don't want to pick up an ingredient which again is going to put me one-on-one with another person, which is obviously something that would happen if someone's used the same ingredient and, you know, that we are expected to make two different ingredients at that moment.
Here you are. Here's your wasabi. Good luck. Now you have a unique ingredient. Good luck. You know what? It was amazing how Juhi just kind of walked in and swapped her ingredients. And she said, you know what? I've been compared to Tanisha once. I do not want to be compared to anybody else again. I want to be judged on my own merit. For me, that's presence of mind. That's thinking strategically, even when you're under pressure.
Absolutely.
You know, now you realize that at Femme Foodies, the game is on.
At that moment, you know, I felt quite comfortable because I'd almost made my lemon curd mixture. And I know in my mind and palate that mustard and lemon go well together. So I started to add the English mustard into my lemon curd slowly and incorporating it. And it was an amazing flavor.
Ladies, let's be on time because we don't want any more food blessings from the black box. 30 minutes left, 60 gone, 30 more to go. Let's pace ourselves up.
What have you made for us finally?
I've made a hangover breakfast dessert.
Any problems, any issues, any troubles?
It was a little challenging because I'm not a baker. I thought I understood how to temper chocolate, but it's not that easy because once it gets cold, it's very hard to cook it again. And I think I put the rum in the wrong time, so it kind of got stuck together. And then I just couldn't liquidate it anymore.
Chocolate can be tricky, you know. Plus, the temperature here is not very favorable towards tempering. Good luck, looking forward to tasting.
Thank you, Ipsita.
first batch of muffins that I'd put, the first 12, turned out to be a little dry when I pulled it out of the oven.
Juhi!
Hello.
How goes it?
I think my first batch of cakes are a little dry, so I had more batter, so I'm okay. And it did
Is
take
that
so long.
done?
Yeah.
Can we try one?
Yes, please. They're quite dry, actually. And a little less on chocolate. So I'm going to put more molten chocolate in.
What about doing some sugar syrup? Sort of
That I am
portion?
doing a sauce, and this is the lemon mustard curd that I've made from the
Okay.
English mustard. What's up? So I put it in the piping bag. I'm just going to pipe it
Definitely
later.
interesting,
Very nice.
but it's strong. So
I will
make sure
balance
you're
that.
just balancing out
Sure.
the spice. I hope you're planning well and you're executing well. No panic.
No panic.
No panic.
Can't wait to taste, Juhi. Keep
Need to
going.
get this a little moist.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll manage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish you good luck.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
So the second batter that I made, I added more eggs and they went really well. I added some rum into it and you know the flavors were bang on and it was much better.
Using curry powder in my dish was probably putting it into the fruitcake since fruitcake does have spices in it also. But I wasn't sure whether the flavor would come out, whether the judges will be able to taste that curry component in it. Because once it's baked, it'll probably change. Hello. Hello, hello. What are you making for us? I've just tried out. Generally, my Christmas fruitcakes take an hour to cook, which slow cook like the normal fruitcakes. That's what I do here. I've tried to fasten it up, so I haven't put too much of fruit in the cake because it pulls it down and makes it heavy. I'll do it on top rather. I'll put the dry fruits on top. I know that beetroot and cocoa have a good pairing, so I've heard. So I'm trying to make like a sort of beetroot puree with the cocoa. So I'm wondering whether I should just sprinkle my cakes a little bit with curry powder for that smell, so it gives that spice.
The fun thing here is that the beetroot also is vegetable. And curry powder generally kind of goes well with vegetables.
Okay.
So
Think about that.
think about that. Good luck. Well composed. Now you just need to execute it well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Girls, let's not be beach bums.
Let's get that baking going.
Last 15 minutes and crowds are waiting for your scrumptious dessert. Sun-dried tomatoes, however.
Yes.
Where's that going?
That's going in my almond and coconut brittle.
Okay.
And I'm trying to incorporate it, if I do have time, if time permits, into... I want to make a chocolate of sun-dried tomatoes. Thinking
That's
of it.
aspirational, you know, get the main dessert out of the way.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also remember it's too hot here, so the chocolate won't really set as fast as you want it to set, even for
So
a
what
garnish or
I have done is I've put a few bowls and stuff in the fridge to cool. So maybe I'd try setting it
my
on that.
fingers, the moment they touch your
melting.
chocolate,
It's gonna melt.
it's gonna melt. Be aspirational, but be real, right? Great idea. For me, if you execute it, you're in business.
Just make sure you get each element right.
Yep.
And we can't wait to taste.
Yeah, and notice in Gujarati, sounds chokas.
Ekdam chocolate.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Akanksha.
Hi, Akanksha.
Wow, that looks nice.
What have you made? Quick.
That's a caramelized banana walnut chocolate bread. And then there is a strawberry chocolate parfait. I have made a twirl of peri-peri using peri-peri. And
Nice.
in parfait, I have used peri-peri as a hint. And then down there is like walnut, fennel leaves,
And a crumb.
crumb. Yeah, and I have added strawberry in that.
So I think what's great is the parfait set.
Yeah.
So congratulations on
Oh,
that.
that's great. And this heat, that's all we want, like a nice cooling dessert. Well done, Akanksha.
Thank you, Shah.
Can't wait to taste.
Girls, last 5 minutes.
I had to start putting my dessert together. So I started by putting my chocolate base at the bottom. Then I put a dollop of the strawberry cream cheese that I had made. And then I put over that my chocolate and coconut almond crumb with the sun-dried tomatoes, of course. And on the side, I had put my churro popcorn and the chocolate ganache.
I haven't been too strong with plating, but this was a simple dish, very earthy. You know, you have your little muffin, some sauce. So I decided to layer my chocolate ganache, which had the mangoes and strawberries in it, over the muffin. And I piped the English sweet mustard sauce, the curd that I'd made.
I don't want to use the same plating that I had already used. I thought a hangover breakfast should be something that's easily served, nothing too fancy, but you want the looks of it to kind of cure you first, and then the food, and then the taste and aroma.
I had gotten the cakes ready because I had done them small, so they were ready. I had gotten a syrup ready, I have my ganache ready, so I thought, okay, I'm set. The only last few minutes that I felt a bit jittery was because I wanted to spread out the puree, sprinkle the curry powder, put the cake, put on the little lemon rind garnish, then quenelle the chocolate, put some peri-peri on it, and then layer on the chocolate garnish.
This is it. Last 10 seconds. We cannot wait for those awesome desserts. Time for countdown. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands off plates, please.
The people started to come in, and you know, there were these Russians and Americans, and there were some Indians coming in, and I could see my sticks were flying out and my portions were flying out.
For a chef, the best thing is an empty plate, wiped clean, coming back. They actually wiped the entire plate clean, and I'm like, wow.
If you like my dish, after you had it, you need to take the spoon and put it in that sand.
Oh.
Is it good?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's really nice. I love the flavors. I love the texture and how it melts into the mouth.
It was very good, very tasty, and not too much sugar and stuff, so it's very good.
Popcorn with cinnamon, it's really, really tasty.
Try it, and if you like it, please vote for me and my truck.
I ate everything. It's good, really. Thankfully, it's the last of the black box week, which is such a relief because it's so scary. You don't know what's gonna come out of it.
The review of the entire public here, they loved my food. I got sold out really quickly. So it's been a fantabulous task, but I'm waiting for the judges' review now. So I hope they're on point and I'm safe today then.
Ladies, we have a feeling that we have a very tough job at our hands. But time to start the tasting. Let's start alphabetically. Akansha.
So it was judgment time now, and we all were asked to get our dishes one by one, and they were calling us alphabetically. I was the first one to go because my name starts with A.
All right, Akansha, what do we have here?
We have a caramelized banana chocolate walnut loaf, a bread, and then a strawberry chocolate parfait.
Akansha, मिर्जापुर में ये सब कैसे सीख गई हैं?
नहीं सीखा मिर्जापुर में पढ़ते पढ़ते रेसिपीज देखते देखते ट्राई करते करते
Your vision of making a chocolate parfait in a chocolate challenge, balancing it with the tartness of the strawberries, adding the freshness with it, punching it with that peri-peri. I mean, it's just amazing.
In this heat, where things were flying, it was hot and sweaty, you got that parfait right, you got the consistency right, and I think that calls for a round of applause.
Akansha, you know, my most common complaint with parfaits is that they're not eggy enough.
It was first time for me, so I don't know how it should be. So he said he always wanted it to be eggy, and I thought that, oh my God, it's not eggy now.
Your parfait is perfectly eggy, perfectly creamy from the yolk. This is what you can cook for the first time. You know what? Go ahead, take every risk that you've ever imagined taking. Today, you made everybody from Mirzapur proud.
I always wanted people to know me and people to know where Mirzapur exactly is. He is from UP, as I have said earlier also, but then Mirzapur, nobody knows about it because it's like in between a small city, between Allahabad and Banaras. So, but then that moment, that words coming out of Chef Ranveer was a big thing for me.
What is your dish?
A breakfast hangover dessert with a kick of wasabi.
Got it. All right.
Ipsita, your vision of making this hangover breakfast would probably flock a lot of people at your food truck in the morning at the beach. So it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Having said that, what is this runny sauce that is in your plate?
So that's the wasabi, honey, and lychee mix.
To me, that actually looks like you spilled something on the plate, as opposed to it looking as if it's a part of the presentation. So it's a bit sloppy.
Shagun did mention my plating. She told me my sauce looked a little sloppy, and I felt really silly for not having picked up her little hint on keeping my plate clean.
Ipsita, as usual, living up to your name. 4 or 5 elements on the plate, and thus a long explanation from you. What I like about the dish is that it speaks breakfast. It's definitely breakfast because you've got the nuts, you've got the fruits, you've got a little bit of chocolate, you've got carrots. And for me, that's a great idea.
Ipsita, the whole idea of translating a paisam into a muesli granola of sorts, brilliant. This is a completely different direction that you've given me personally that I'm going to work on. Imagine a paisam converted into a muesli. Outstanding thought.
Then I got my dish, and my worst fear did come true.
Thank you very much. Looks pretty.
Thank you, thank you.
So what have you brought for us, Juhi?
So I have a little chocolate banana cupcake topped with a strawberry chocolate ganache, a little crumb, which is just brown sugar, cinnamon, and flour.
Chewy, what I'm taking from you is this amazing mustard lemon curd. What I'm giving you is one small piece of advice. If you have eggs, use them. Your cake is going to be much more moist. Baking powder, baking soda, it dries out the cake. Also, if you're using baking powder or baking soda, use a mixture of both. If you only use baking powder, it's going to become extremely dry and it's going to leave a kind of a bad aftertaste in the mouth. But looking at the cake individually, trust the egg, trust the oven, right? Reduce the baking powder.
Yes, it did happen to come down to that dry muffin, which was put on the plate, and it does put me in a very difficult spot at the moment, not knowing if this could decide my fate in the game today.
Your vision of actually taking the mustard, thinking last minute, you'd actually picked up the wasabi powder, you brought it back, replaced it with the mustard, and it was such a great idea because it works wonderfully with your lemon cream. And the freshness that you've brought with that fruity sauce of mango, it's just accentuating and elevating your dessert. The only thing that I wish was better on this plate was if the cake was more moist.
The thing was chocolate. The theme was chocolate. And I feel maybe because of those 2 elements, you left the chocolate or you gave the chocolate a second position. Megha? Thank you.
I was like really nervous standing in front of them.
What have you baked today?
I've baked a chocolate base with strawberry cream cheese, fresh cream at the bottom, and I've made a crunch with the sun-dried tomatoes in chocolate, which I've put at the bottom.
This wonderful dessert of yours with the fresh strawberry cream, which is just shouting summer fruit. And best of all are your little churro bits. Oh my God, I cannot get enough of them. The only thing that I'm missing a little bit is your short crust chocolate biscuit in the end. That's feeling a bit dry.
Couple of really, really good flavors that I'm getting. Number one, the churros. You could just pack me a box of it, and I'll be happy to take that home. But your short crust definitely needs more bite. It feels a bit stodgy, and it just feels a little bit underbaked.
Megha, great composition, great thought. Proud of all of you. The accent that the churro bits have added, it's awesome, it's outstanding. Keep it up, keep adding those accents. And last but not least, the tea. Tanisha. All right, Tanisha, what do we have here?
I bake fruit cake and I bake lots of chocolate cake. So I thought, why not combine the two?
Bring the two.
Yeah. So I added the cocoa in the cake as well.
Okay.
The chocolate ganache has the peri-peri on top because I thought the chocolate peri-peri would work better. And the beetroot has cocoa in it because, again, I've read somewhere that cocoa kind of brings out that earthiness in beetroot. So I thought, let's have a go at that.
What a merry Christmas cake. Love the rum soaking. It's really happy flavors. You know, I love your use of chocolate and cocoa that you've incorporated in the different elements. But most of all, what's astounding to me is that you've managed to actually temper the chocolate and make these beautiful little designs and made your dessert really the prettiest.
I would never, ever, even as a professional chef, attempt to make a Christmas cake in a 90-minute challenge. That also with curry powder. So I think you've done a great job. And in terms of techniques, I think you've got a lot going on. You've got the tempered chocolate, which is a big tick mark on technique. All the elements work. The cake itself has got great flavor, but I just wish it was more moist and it had risen more. So probably somewhere when you were making the cake, the technique, you could have gotten better.
Chocolate and peri-peri, beetroot and curry powder, all of them go really well. Tempering, I'm a fan. I would not give you a chance on this hot weather to get the tempering so right. It's been out for such a long time. Girls, look at this. Still, this is what good tempering can do to chocolate. In this heat, it's standing by itself. Overall, I would want to come to your house for Christmas, that's for sure.
Me too. Me too.
There we are.
Thank you very much.
Ladies, at the onset, please accept our congratulations for an amazing job done. You keep making us more and more proud with every task that you undertake. Thank you very much. You were wonderful. But it's a competition. And while 4 of you will be safe and coasting, 1 of you will be burnt. And will leave Femme Foodies forever.
Megha, Tanisha, and Akanksha, you're safe.
For the first time, the results just went so quick. I was in shock. They just said, Mega, Tanisha and Akanksha, you're safe and coasting. I was like, yay! I was so happy.
Juhi and Ipsita, please step forward.
I was kind of surprised at that moment, to be very honest, because while my cake was a little dry, it wasn't even as dry as a biscuit, but it was a little dry. Megha, for me, did not put enough chocolate on the plate, so I was quite surprised that it's come down between Ipsita and I.
Juhi, Ipsita, you cooked, people tasted, people voted, time for judgment. Ipsita, your idea of taking the pie sum to another level, making it a part of a hangover breakfast, brilliant. Great food truck concept. Get it patented. The hangover truck. Juhi, the mustard lemon curd, amazing. But the cake left so much to be desired. It's very difficult when we are in a predicament. But it's time for the test of the kitchen fire. Kitchen lessons are life lessons. Kitchen rules never change. And one of the rules is say less, but say it well. Ipsita, you're burnt. It was too much on a plate to comprehend. And unfortunately, none of that was executed as good as you wanted to execute it.
Life lessons.
Ipsita?
At least I'm taking off a white apron.
Yeah, at least you're taking off a white apron, right?
Yes.
Always silver lining.
Yes.
At least you're taking a truck name back, the hangover truck.
I will get on to that.
On your journey at Fem Foodies, relate to us your two favorite memories.
I love the fact that you had done a half panko shrimp. I'm gonna take that back with me. I love the clothes you wear. I think having such a young person to judge us gives us a lot of inspiration. And two favorite moments would be the barbecue challenge was actually quite fun.
Totally.
You were such
You were the
a rock
star.
star in that challenge.
Absolutely.
And in fact, just seeing yesterday's challenge where everything was black was something that completely, if I was there, it would have thrown me off. But I think it's such a brilliant challenge that one color palette, but different taste altogether. And it could be all black, but taste all different. So amazing challenges. Burnt hand, of course.
You were really one of my favorites. I loved all your cooking. I loved the way you compose yourself in the kitchen, that boss-like attitude. Keep that on. And that pit fire challenge, you rocked it.
Ipsita, you're a thinking chef. You're thinking every moment you're cooking. That's a great quality. Keep it. And keep strengthening your basics. At one point in time, your techniques are going to catch up to your thinking, and then you're going to be a force to reckon with, and that's a promise.
Your ideas, Ipsita, are really refined, and it's just that little bit of technique that needs to come up, and I am so sure that in a couple of years, I'll be eating at something exciting that you've created, that you've branded, and I look forward to it.
Good job. Thank you. Juhi, Megha, Akansha, Tanisha, welcome to the grand finale week at Fem Foodies. How does that feel? All right, so we have Saudi Arabia, Gurgaon, South Africa, Gujarat, Mirzapur, Paris, and Shillong, Delhi. We have a lot going on, right? We are all excited, and we are sure you're going to give us more and more difficult times because you are the best. As times get difficult, the food is going to get delicious, and that is the promise because delicious food is what always brings smiles on our faces and on yours as well. For more smiles, stay tuned to Bertolli Presents Femme Foodies riding on Suzuki. Let's.
I love the cool, trendy graphics of the Suzuki Let's.
And it's as stylish as the
Femme Foodies.